covering the issues. It draws an empire, electrifying, powerful morning booze. The morning facts with Cindy Rose, and from sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. The morning facts with Cindy Rose, and from sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. Before you step out, before you decide, get the facts in the morning and walk with pride. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine nation. Grab your bush tea. Cindy Rosen in the building. Let's break it down. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. Facts in the morning, no gimmicks, no spin. Educate, empower, let the day begin. Sunrise busting over hills and sea. Radio on, tune in frequency. From policy talk to community news. She asks the questions, bring real truth. No long talk, straight to the point. Facts so clean, they anoint. From the people voice to the leader's seat. She connect the dots, make sense of it. If you want knowledge, tune in early. If you want clarity, don't come late. The morning facts with Cindy Rose on how the country running, we break it down. A chance on none in pound and two. Electrifying facts from me and you. Economy, health, education. Youth them future, the whole foundation. Culture, law, accountability. She hold the line for transparency. Not just talk, context and insight. So you can reason and get it right. Morning boost for your mind and soul. Information is power, take control. Grab your bush tea, clear your head. Start your day, properly fed. Who got the facts? Who got the facts? Cindy. Who asks the hard questions? Who keep it real every morning? Cindy. Daily talk show. Daily talk show. Covering the issues. It draws an empire. Electrifying. Powerful morning.
Morning! Wait, I think both my camera guy and I are like tired or something. Morning. Can you guys hear me? Are we on and live and bouncing and tapping? All right, good morning. Welcome back to the Morning Facts. We've been on a short break. I apologize for that. But we're back now. Yes, I see. Girl, we're waiting on you. Okay, here I am. So share up the live, everybody. Can everybody hear me? I'm talking to my camera guys, so I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Yes, that means everyone can hear me, right? All righty. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to share the link, of course, while I'm talking to you guys. I so want to thank my sponsors, Caribbean Sellers, CCTBVI, Premier Insurance Limited. Oh, I should be looking at the camera. This is the camera over here. Premier Insurance Limited, Frozen Imports, Marcusson AC. And then we're going to share up the live. I have a box with me this morning. I have a box as my guest this morning, and I was supposed to go through this box but we went on a break. But I have it this morning. It's a guest on the show. It is from Right Way Food Markets. It's a new product that they have in stock. I'm gonna sample it. I haven't sampled anything. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I did open the box and I sampled one chocolate, but it was so delicious. But there are like 3 more in there. So I'm gonna sample this whole box with you guys. So I don't know all that's in there, but I know the chocolate was in there and I got tempted one day. But it's really delicious. When I see chocolate and almonds, I'm sold. So anyway, so this box is my guest today. We're gonna go through the show, and at some point during the show, we're gonna get to opening what's in this box. And also for some parents, I'm gonna sample a water. I'm gonna show you a new water that Tico has in stock that you can, get for your children. It's really good. I'll share it with you. So I have that today. Of course, I have all the headlines and some mealy and juicy stuff that we want to get through today. So with that said, I am going to take, and you can count this, a 1-minute break. So count 60 seconds. I'm going to shut up the live, get everything running, and we're going to be ready to go. All right. So we're going to take a 60-minute break. I think I should get maybe 2 ads or 3 ads in there while we're on that 60-minute break, and we're going to come right back. All righty.
Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine, nation. Grab your bush tea. Cindy Rosen in the building. Let's break it down. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. Facts in the morning, no gimmicks, no spin. Educate, empower, let the day begin. Sunrise busting over hills and sea. Radio on, tune in frequency. From policy talk to community news. She asks the questions, bring real truth. No long talk, straight to the point. Facts so clean, they anoint. From the people voice to the leader's seat. She connect the dots, make sense of it. If you want knowledge, tune in early. If you want clarity, don't come late. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. A chance undone in countdown to electrifying facts for me and you. Economy, health, education, youth them future, the whole foundation. Culture, law, accountability. She hold the line for transparency. Not just talk, context and insight. So you can reason and get it right. Morning boost for your mind and soul. Information is power. Take control. Grab your bush tea. Clear your head. Start your day. Properly fed. Who got the facts? Who got the facts? Cindy. Who asks the hard questions? Who keep it real every morning? Daily talk show. Daily talk show. Covering the issues. It drops an empire. Electrifying. Powerful morning booze. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. From sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. From sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. Before you step out, before you
Welcome back to the morning facts. I did not unmute. Alrighty, let's get into it. We have been on a short break. 5, 6, 7 days. I realized you missed us. I couldn't go anywhere without, people are saying, when are you going to be back on? What's going on? So forth and so forth. I remember I walked into the bank, National Bank, I think it was Monday morning. And this young lady, I don't even know her. She just watched me like, and I'm like, wait, what? Because I thought something was on my clothes or something. She's like, why are you not on? So I was like, one thing I realized, because I had a lot of people messaging me, when are you gonna come back on? When are you gonna come back on? And I kept sending them the flyer, right? But what people didn't read at the top was that we would resume on February 17th. So people, we have to learn to pay attention and read and read and read. I'm always going to say that, all right? So I realized we don't really pay attention. We need everything kind of told to us in clarity. So yeah, so again, we're gonna jump on and I'm gonna say thank you for the people that keep me on here, the major sponsors. For now, Caribbean Sellers, CCT BVI, Premier Insurance, Frozen Imports, Marcus and AC. Of course, Premier Insurance has a special going right now, I think up to 25% in various ways if you switch over to them, if you bring their plan over to them. I don't think it's for new signups, but transfers on auto and property. All right. Of course, I always want to do a bit of house cleaning because it's important that I do this. And I want to say that, like for the number of people that message me or that I coming across on the road and, keep going, when are you going to be back on, etc. Let me see. I think it's going to be going across the screen. It's very important. And I don't know if you guys take this for granted, but I'm gonna talk about two things when I make this comment, right? I say it every single time, but I want to say it with more urgency. It's very important to donate to platforms like these. All right, where ads are lacking on these platforms, donations really make up the gap. Okay, I want to say that with a lot of clarity. So the same energy that you call me or you message me or you see me on the road, it's important to keep going. Don't stop. What you do is great work, and all of that stuff. It's very, very important as well to donate to these platforms. And if you go on guavaberrymedia.com, there's a donation link. You can go there, you can see how to donate to the platform. I believe my camera guy, he's gonna put it across. We've had it going across for the entire time that the show has started. And it can be whatever you can afford, to be honest. But I have something set up at maybe $5 a month, or $15 every quarter, or $30 twice a year, or a one-time $60 per annum as a donation. All right, I've set it at that because I believe most people can reach that. And if you can do more, of course, do more. There are also corporate sponsorships, donations that you can make. And if you can, whatever you can do, the platform appreciates it. So you're not set and hard fast to $60. If you can't do that, if you can do 20, you can do 40, whatever you can do, it's appreciated. But it's very important when we're reaching out to persons that run platforms like these to know that it takes money to keep going. Even if I'm not sitting in this space and I'm sitting at home and I'm going live, it's taking my time. And, time is definitely money. While I want to do this and I want to make sure that the territory is kept aware and abreast and, everything that's going on, and I'm helping you to break down any headlines, any issues going on in the territory, that takes a lot of time for me. The researching, the reading, all of that. I could actually be doing other things with my business, which I don't get to do when I sit here for 2 to 3 hours. And that brings me to another point, that the show will now run from 9 to 11. So not 8:30 to 11:30, but 9 to 11 for now. I think as we get closer maybe to the election season and things start to, heat up a little bit more, I'll extend it back to maybe the 3 hours. Maybe it might go to 4 hours. We'll play with the timing. Even with this 2 hours, if we go over a little bit, we might go over a little bit. But the set time for now, I've reduced that to 9 to 11 a.m. Alrighty. I want to say two things because I would really, really, really hope that these things aren't affecting, donations and so forth. So I want to really talk about these two things. Just knowing who we are as a people, and it's something that makes me sad because even if I had the world of money, just to sit here, just to show your appreciation, donations are always appreciated, and supporting these platforms are always appreciated. Okay, so kind of I'm going to a reference of pocket watching. We love to do that. All right, so I'm going to be clear on some things. There's this rumor that's going around, and I think yesterday it was brought to me again. I think I've been very transparent with my platform. At least I think I am. And everybody knows that I'm going through this legal battle with the BVI Tourist Board where my case is inside of the Labor Tribunal. I gave an update on it when I started, and I'm going to say it again and maybe everybody isn't hearing this, or we love to spread lies as opposed to truth, or we that type of excitement. So there's this rumor going around that, I've gotten a few $1 million from the BVI Tourist Board and my case is over, I'm smiling because I wish I had a few $1 million. But that rumor is absolutely not the case. I want to make that extremely, extremely clear. The case is ongoing. We sat and had the trial in early September. Today, as I sit here, it is February 18th, and it's my nephew's birthday. Happy birthday, Delani. I might release that naked picture today. I'm going to think about it. But as I sit here, February 18th, we have not received a response or a decision from the Labor Tribunal. So I don't know how I have these millions, or the fact that I made these $1 million and my case is over. That is not true. The case remains ongoing, and once the case is over, you guys will definitely know when the case is over, because I've already said I'm going to have a whole press conference to talk about it. So that is ongoing, and I can give you guys a little bit more in that case. And I don't really like to talk about things that are ongoing inside the legal sphere. It's not good to do it, but it's not over. So like I said, we have not received a decision based on the trial that we had in September. We have not up to today. I mean, I can check my thing because you never know. My lawyer might message me and say that, oh, we're being called in. Somebody said they hadn't heard that rumor, but yes, they had. Just to make sure my lawyer hasn't messaged me while we're sitting here, so I'm completely honest. We have not had a decision from the trial that was set in September, and that was the beginning of September, the first week in September, and we're still waiting. But while we're waiting, I can say that the beautiful tourist board, because we have so much money to waste, and when you have vindictive people sitting in positions of power, which is a thing that the BVI continues to struggle with, we haven't even had a decision from the tribunal, and they have appealed a portion of the case into the High Court. But I don't mind, because it's really and truly the High Court I want them to be. So it's going to take on different phases with the BVI Tourist Board, because, I know the personality of Mr. Clive McCoy and others that sit on the board with him. And my personality is 100 times theirs. So I've said it before, there are other things that I will discontinue, and I have discontinued in the courts. But when it comes to the BVI Tourist Board, I am going to drag them from here to Timbuktu. This is something they would never attempt on anyone else again. All right? Cool. Yes. So yes, my dear, somebody's saying they didn't hear that rumor. It's quite a rumor out there. So I wanted to put that to rest because that is absolutely not true. So if you're thinking I have this world of money and I'm not gonna donate to her platform, it's not the truth. Okay. And if you see my pearls, these are real pearls. I haven't shopped in years, but when I could shop, when I used to, you know, I have things that these are like decades old. Anyway, and then the next thing while I'm here, I want to jump on my Mercedes Benz because people love to pocket watch, and that's something we need to stop doing. Okay, I've had my Mercedes, and you can see it's so raggedy now because I had an accident, and of course, the lazy Royal Virgin Islands Police Force didn't want to do their job, and so each of us had to fix our vehicles because they didn't want to do their job. Anyway, yes, I have a Mercedes. I've had it since 2018 before I even got laid off from the tourist board. I'm not paying anything on it besides my gas. So yes, I'm gonna keep it. No, I'm not gonna sell it to make you feel better or anything like that. All right. So you know me, I like to be really raw and clear. Let's not pocket watch because you never know what anybody's dealing with. Just the whole point that I sit here and do this for the public because I don't have to do it. And if you're grateful, you donate to platforms like these to keep them going. Alrighty? Alrighty. That was some house cleaning. All right. So no, the tourist board has not, been completed as yet. But once it is, you guys will know because an entire press conference will be held. It's that important. It's not about me. It's about the people. It's about the statutory boards. It's about the way government is allowed to function and abuse. I don't even want to say abuse Virgin Islanders, but abuse its residents because it's not just Virgin Islanders that go through what I go through. A lot of people are taking advantage of around here on their jobs in all sorts of ways. Alrighty, so let's go from there. Again, if you're just joining, you're gonna see I have a box here, and this box is my guest for today. It's a sample box of a new product and these products are from a supermarket in the Dominican Republic. Supermercados Bravo. So I hope I said that right for my Spanish friends that are listening. But this is my guest today, and I'm gonna open up that box. I'm gonna sample some things with you guys. You guys won't be able to taste it, but I'm gonna be very honest, and I said that to them because I don't believe in false marketing. So I'm gonna sample. I'm gonna tell you guys what's delicious, what's not delicious, what's really good. And this is an affordable brand, a new brand from Right Way. It's affordable. Because they were listening in, I guess, when I was talking about the cost of living, etc. And so they sent that box over. And like I said, I should have sampled it before, but I put the show on pause for a minute because my camera guy had to do some stuff. All right, so let's start with some fun stuff. Jesse Jackson, he died yesterday. And I'm mentioning him because he is important to the civic movement. And although he's an American citizen, his impact civically across the world was very important. So he died yesterday in the early mornings, but I want to read a poem that was done for him by Brad Burke. And I just want to say that he was here on August 1 for our annual Emancipation Festival. He spoke at the Emancipation celebration at the Sunday morning, the early morning session that we have. I don't want to call it a session, the early morning ceremony that we have at the Sunday morning every festival, August Emancipation celebration. He spoke there on the 1st of August, 2004. All right. So what's that? About 22 years. So he was the guest speaker. And I just want to read this poem briefly that was done for him. And then I'm going to keep going down the loin. Okay, let me take it from his thing because I thought I saved it in my notes. So I'll take it from his WhatsApp. I want to try to speak a little slower. Do you guys think I speak fast? I think I speak too fast. All right, so from Bradley Burke, I want to read this poem, and it's dedicated to Jesse Jackson. So for Jesse Jackson, from the streets of Greenville, he rose with a call, a young voice standing steady, determined, and tall. Beside Dr. King, he marched for the dream, turning whispers of justice into a national theme. He founded Push to widen the door, so the locked out and silence could rise even more. He ran for president. Twice he stood strong, proving hope and inclusion in politics belong. From Selma's bridge to the world's wide stage, he preached unity over hatred and rage. A bridge builder, truth teller, lifting the nation, a lifetime devoted to civil liberation. Now we send love where words fall small, to his family who shared him with us all. May comfort surround you gentle and near, and may his legacy echo year after year. That's a beautiful poem written by Brad Burke, and that was for Jesse Jackson. All right. May he rest in power. I'd like to say that for strong figures like that have done so much good for civic liberation and duty. Yeah, so next up, Megan Thee Stallion. She spent her birthday here a couple days ago. Of course, that stuff is usually silent until they may be gone, and then you see, all the PR and stuff come out. So yes, so she spent her birthday here. Megan, if you're listening, I doubt you are. It was a pleasure to have you in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. And my friend Sharon is gonna jump and say, yes, she spent the time over here at Virgin Gorda, but I don't see separation when it comes to the BVI. She was here in the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Virgin Gorda is a part of the beautiful British Virgin Islands. And we were happy to have her here celebrating her birthday. So Clay, thanks for bringing her around. The Pear Park celebrated 10 years over the weekend. Anybody remember when the Pear Park was opened? Whew, it was an election cycle. The NDP opened the Pear Park, and then they dissolved the House of Assembly, and they called an early election. And of course, they were returned to power. But sometimes an early election isn't good, and even if you swoop back in, it could be your worst 4 years. And for them, that was their worst 4 years. That was their worst 4 years after they called that early election, after opening the Pear Park, and all that surrounded the Pear Park, all the drama, all the alleged corruption, all sorts of things went on around that Pear Park and its opening. And it's interesting that it's that and, Lord, y'all drifted me away too fast. That and the airplane, we see, that 7.2 million. That and the Pear Park is never really talked about. So it's quite interesting. We'll get to the bottom of all of that stuff. Anyway, congratulations to the Pear Park. They turned 10 over the weekend. They had a beautiful 4-day celebration. I think it ended on Monday. And they had a closing celebration down at the Pear Park. You had Cedar School, their steel pan. They have a really good steel pan and Fungi band. They were down there doing their thing. All right, so I want to jump straight into the news because I haven't been here for a while. It's already 9:30. So I want to jump straight into the news. I'm going to start. Let me start over here. I think most of us have to. Most of us have to Most of us have the same news kind of floating around. So I want to jump into the news right away. And I'm going to go down and come up and go all sorts of places. All right. I sent my video guys some images. I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna start with this orange jumper that the premiere was in. If my camera guy, if you're listening and you wanna run that first video. But before I do that, I do want to congratulate Andrea Wilson for the Islander swimwear. She went off to New York. She took quite a few of our local models, males and females, over to New York. She had a show over there, a debut show. I understand it went brilliant. Of course, things always have their hiccups. So congratulations to Andrea on that. Now, I want to believe that probably the Premier's office, well, not probably, I'm just going to say the Ministry of Tourism, because I'm not sure who sponsored, whether the Tourist Board or the Minister's office itself. So I'm just going to say the Ministry of Tourism, I understand, would have sponsored Andrea going over to New York and doing that. And that's great. I don't have a problem with it. I think we should support or young businesses like that when they have opportunities to spread beyond the shores of the British Virgin Islands or the Caribbean, most of the Caribbean as well. I didn't like the Premier in the orange jumpsuit. But first of all, he shouldn't have been there to be in that orange jumpsuit to start with, to even have this conversation, to have this video circulating. Then there's some other videos that I'm not gonna show, and other images, you know, when he bent down to do his, like, do we still do that island thing where we go down and I think y'all might have seen the pictures. You know, there were parts of him apparently showing at the fashion show. I'm gonna leave that, but again, he didn't have any call up there doing that. So all of this would not have even unfolded. Andrea could have gone and done her show and he stayed out of it. In addition to that, I don't see why the additional money, because it's additional monies, unless they call me, they love to message me. So let me open my WhatsApp. Unless they, unless he paid for himself to go to New York, and I really doubt that. I really doubt that. I think the Premier is a cheap man. I really doubt that. The additional money is for him to get a flight, hotel, per diem, drive around, all of that. I don't know what that could have been, an additional $10,000, $15,000. I will put it there. Waste of money. I think it was frivolous and a waste of time for a premiere to find that time to go and sit and be a part of a fashion show and walk down the aisle. And there is nothing for him to gain being there. But anyway, let's see this video of our premiere in his prison garb. Uh-huh. I think my camera guy might have stepped away from the computer. Yeah, so anyway, we want to run the video where the Premier went to the fashion show, what he was wearing, and again, you can run it whenever you have it ready. Whenever you have it ready. So yeah, that created conversation. I think those are conversations that should not have even happened. That should not have even happened. because I don't think he had any call to be there. Great, you sponsored Andrea. And I also heard things like people inside the ministry wanted to go and people inside the tourist board wanted to go. Like, these people just think about ways to make up excuses and reasons why they should travel on government's money and waste all of this money doing a bunch of BS. I'm trying to not do that either. You know, and doing all of these things that they wouldn't do it with their own money. You know, what would be the reason that, you know, an entourage go from here to watch a fashion show in New York because a local designer is showing? Anyways, that's the stuff that we have to keep going through. He's saying the video is downloading, so we'll give it a minute. While we're giving that a minute, we see in the news this conversation, and this information is coming out of, you know, the House of Assembly. When they have House of Assembly, we pull out different news pieces and news items. And the minister for ports, that will be the Honorable Kai Reimer, he's talking about considering a levy. And I think people in the public have said that, why don't we consider a levy for, you know, the environmental levy to be applied to cruise ship passengers. I think the cruise ship passengers, they already do a head tax to come in here that goes to the pier park, I believe, or to port. So me and myself, I was a little bit cautious about adding an environmental levy to them as well. Maybe it doesn't have to be as high as what it is. I don't know, given that they already pay a tax. But then you could also say that we pay all kind of taxes just to travel. So we could add it. I believe it could be added then in that instance. But so they're considering doing that, and many people would say, like, you know, the cruise tourists, like, they're the ones that really should be, you know, given an environmental levy. But bigger than that, for me, you know, in collecting all of this money, we're still not sure where the money is right now for the environmental levy. Like, nobody can tell us. Every time the question is asked to the premier, he says, he makes an assumption. I believe it might be, you know, 7 million in there now, and, you know, this has to happen and that has to happen, and the board needs to go back in place, and so on and so forth. And you still can get full acknowledgement. Is it ready? Full acknowledgement of where this environmental levy fund is, how much is in it. Have we used any of it? You can't get anything, like simply nothing. And now they're about to consider charging the cruise ship passenger again, which is fine. But when are we going to know the benefits of this environmental fund that's being collected now, I believe, since, is it 2017? I think it's about 10 plus years we're collecting this money, or soon to be 10 plus years. And it's supposed to be sitting in an account by itself, I understand, or separate from government funds. Yet still, we can't know what's going on with that particular money. So the minister is considering to, you know, pass that on to the cruise ship passengers as well. All right, so we're gonna see a very handsome premier in his prison garb. And I honestly, you know what I think? I don't think, based on how this fits him and so forth, I don't think it was made for him. But because he wanted to go, I'm gonna say he wanted to go, it ended up, you know, she had to put him in something. Those are my thoughts.
I'm loving the colors for this season, for this piece. intrepid, y'all, of Jamaica. Couldn't get any more fashionable than having the premier doing it in one of his best pieces. Do you guys love it? You
All right, that wasn't the prison garb one. That was just the fashion one. Well, I say the fashion one, but a nice outfit. Okay, so yeah, so he headed off to New York, and he walked in the show, and I believe the People's Purse picked up the tab. I had a comment come in on the environmental levy. So this person said the environmental levy can't happen, Cindy. The agreement with the cruise ships calling will expire in 2029. The TPP government will be facing a lawsuit for breach of contract anytime they try to impose such fees before the contract expires. No, I didn't say that they're going to impose the fee. I said the minister is considering it for the cruise ship passengers. And, you know, this is where discussions come in. And if it's expiring in 2029, that's right around the corner, because, you know, it takes them 100 years to even discuss and determine something. So that's still good timing. But I don't think it'll be, you know, where they have to break the contract, right? It'll just be discussions, considerations. And we know the cruise industry, they really thing. But if there's a fee, there's a fee. And if it's the law to have the fee, it's the law. So, but anyway, negotiations will have to happen. I'm just saying that the minister is considering the levy or levy, however you guys want to say it. He's considering it for the cruise ship passengers. All right. Let me check some of the comments here. What? All right, let's continue going on the paperback. So we hit that one. I'm gonna put that to go with that. So let's jump into a big one. Let's jump into a big one right now, because this one kind of got quite a bit of conversation. So Honorable Marlon Penn, he was on Talking Points on Monday. Today's Wednesday, right? He was on Talking Points on Monday. And one of the things that stood out in the news articles is picking up is that he, I want to keep a straight face. I want this to be a nice return day. Anyway, he said that the NDP is ready and been ready to run the country, right? So which means, to me, that means that you're ready for elections. So if the premier dissolves the House of Assembly today, you're ready, you got your team ready, and you're ready to take over the government. So that was what he said on Talking Points when they were interviewing him on Monday. He said that he's ready. He said that he believes that he is equipped and prepared. I'm going to use those words, equipped and prepared to lead the territory. There are people who feel differently. And I'm not going to go just off of the blogs or off of the comments under the articles. But personally, I've stated before why I think Honorable Penn isn't ready for leadership. And a very important thing for me, right, is what appears to be for me his inability to actually bring the NDP back together and to convene their convention, have a convention, because Honorable Penn has sat at the head and he wasn't voted in there as far as I know. So he's sat as the head of the NDP since 2019, and we're in 2026 now. And even last year, when this whole thing blew up with the alliance and people, bouncing here and there and they forming whatever, they said that a convention will be coming later in the year, and that was last year. Nothing has happened to date. So I'm just looking just at that and his inability to bring that party back together, have a convention, have elections to know. I mean, even right now, as we really are on the cusp of the next election, and if you listen to the VIP, every place they go, every community meeting they have, any launch of anything, any ribbon cuttings, they're all there. The entire party, it's 9 of them now. They're all there. The entire government is there. Okay? And all of them speak. And if you listen to their jargon, if you listen to him very carefully, like yesterday, Honorable Shari, she, they had the commissioning of the sewage thing there by the police station in Easton. I'll get to that. And she was with her, for whatever. So they are in full election mode, right? And there is still, and I really don't know how to put this together. There's still infighting with the NDP. And there's infighting with the VIP too. But somehow the NDP's fiasco always makes it out onto the street. You guys have to think about why that is happening and the people around you, right? Why your stuff ends out on the street the way it does, right? And all with the VIP, all you could say is, yeah, I understand something happening, but it doesn't end up out here. You never see them melee out on the street from their mouths, really and truly. It's really contained. But they are having issues, but it's really contained, and when they're out there, united front it's unbelievable. So maybe the NDP can learn something from that. But, Honorable Penn has been unable to bring this team together. And I didn't talk about my mint tea. I'm about to have some. I'm having guava mint, and I'm still doing BVI bush teas. The guava mint is really good. Yeah, so he's unable still to bring that together, to, have a convention, to, reach out to all the members, not just his people, all of the members of the NDP, potential members. I understand the NDP had a meeting. Well, let me not say the NDP. Well, yeah. The NDP. Nelson Hall is calling. I'm going to call him. I'm going to say this, Hall, and then I'm going to call you right back. I know he would want to chime in on this, but can I call you back? Right. So I understand the NDP had a meeting about a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 Mondays ago. 3 Mondays ago. Time is really going fast. We're almost at the end of February. So the NDP had a meeting a few Mondays ago, I understand, a couple Mondays ago. And I think they were trying to figure out a way forward for the NDP. I understand Honorable Ronnie was in attendance. Honorable Penn, of course, was there. I understand the interim president, which I understand, well, the interim president is, well, I think I need some kind of vitamins to keep my brain going. Bishop Klein. And so they came together, and I think they were trying to figure out a way forward, what they're going to do from here on, and it was to do with, let me get my gossip head on. So the meeting was to do with who would be the head of the party. Now, in a convention, if you do a convention, the people will choose and you go from there. I understand Malcolm brought to his, I'm going to call them bouncers. I'm not going to call their names, but I'm going to call them bouncers, or, I don't know. I guess he thought maybe they were his protectors. I don't know, but 2 people came to the meeting with Malcolm who are not even members of the NDP, as I understand it, but he brought them to the meeting. And one blow up happened, and I understand the Honorable Bishop, he got up and he left, and like he was done. And I understand Honorable Skelton said he was done, and because they couldn't get these 2 people that came with Honorable Penn to leave the meeting that should have been just private between them. They couldn't get them to leave. I heard one that had even said, Bishop Klein, if you want me to leave, come and make me leave. Like, it got to that type of level, right? And Honorable Penn did not at any point, I understand, stand up and ask the 2 gentlemen to leave so that the meeting could be, what it was supposed to be. And the whole thing went from there. I don't know where they are now in terms of rekindling conversations and where the NDP would end up, but everybody have to play their politics. But what I want to say, when you're playing this kind of politics, sometimes it gets real. It gets real. So while you're on, and people are looking at it like this now, Honorable Penn, can I tell all of you, like, you can get on the radio and you can say what you want. It can sound politically correct. It could sound diplomatically correct, but people actually know what's going on. So when you're saying the NDP is ready and we're good and we can lead to where? Lead to where with all of this confusion happening? Where are we leading to? Why should anybody be appointed to lead the NDP? Why can't you do what the VIP is doing? Going back to their Congress, having debate, having a vote as to who would lead the party. Like, that is like the first sign of leadership that you need to do to say that you're actually ready to lead the BVI, because the BVI is a democracy. It is a democracy. But the way that you're behaving doesn't show that you care for democracy. Go back, bring the parties together, have a convention, and I'm sure by the time this show is over, maybe you guys will announce a convention, but get a convention going and let the NDP choose who the next leader will be. I'll be very honest and say that, speaking with a lot of people around the NDP, and I hold them responsible for this, because if you feel that he can't lead the NDP, or that the confidence is not there, why dance around him? And you see, to me, that's what friendship means. That I'm able to tell you what I need to tell you, and you understand that if you want to take it personal, well, I can't do anything about that. That means we're not friends. But running around on eggshells, while you watch your friend either get killed, go over a ledge, because you don't want to mess up your friendship and say, oh, I don't think you're equipped. I don't think you're the right person for now. I don't think, based on what I'm seeing and what I know, that you're the right fit to lead the party. And the party will not be successful with you at the helm. Because we all know, if we're not in favor, we really don't see the confidence in the head of the party, we're not going to vote for the persons that's behind you. We know that. So I blame the people around Honorable Penn that are afraid to say to him to his face, no, I don't think you're it. You haven't proven that you're it. Okay? You haven't proven that you're it. I love you as my friend, but you have not proven that you are capable of leading. Just being able to talk to the camera and talk and say stuff. Do you research? Are you prepared when you come to the House of Assembly? You know, are you reading? What has prepared you? Okay? The party and the inner workings of the party and the people that have been around the party for years do not have any confidence in Honorable Penn to take the party forward. And I think that is one of the first steps in deciding how the NDP will come back, if they can come back, and how they're going to move forward. Period. Personally, I think the NDP can do it. But they're so defeatist in themselves. The grab for power. Maybe they don't trust each other. Now, I don't know, but I don't think anybody in the House of Assembly trusts each other on the VIP side or this side, or the NDP side or the VIP side. So let's just put trust on the side. But do I think the NDP can do it? I certainly think they can, but clearly it needs a new type of leadership to come forth for the NDP. And those that think they should be running should step all the way back. I think your time has passed. I don't need to call any names. You know, guys know who I'm talking about. And some of you that are stepping up to run, I don't think you should run. Either which way, I think a new face, a new vision, and all of that for the NDP would work. A new direction. Those that want to keep the grasp of power, they need to step in the back. Just go away. If you don't want to put in your money because you're not going to be leading, then take your money and go. I think, revamping it, you'd probably get the money that you need. But it needs a whole revamping. And I'm more disappointed in the people around Honorable Penn that can't find it in themselves to just step back. And here what? When you go to convention in Congress, just like the VIP, you rally. You rally your people. When the vote comes, a vote is cast for whoever the convention or the members want to see run the party. And take that. If you feel like they didn't select you, I don't want to say do what Honorable, I don't want to say do what Honorable Skelton didn't go start another party, but go run independent. But you cannot just hold the party hostage because you think that because you've been there holding down inside the House of Assembly, that entitles you to leadership. I don't think it's fair to the party at all. It's also not fair to the country. Because it's one of our major parties. It's also not fair to the country. When you think about the whole thing, it's really just not fair to the country. Why should we wake up every day and think, oh my God, we don't want the VIP, but we don't have any other options? Really and truly. Imagine that. We don't have any other options. To me, that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. I know we would love to blame Honorable Walwin and say that he's the problem, but I think he's the least of the problem. I think we have a whole big problem. Someone says, wow, no wonder nothing ain't happening. We were supposed to have convention end of January and a social. Now I see why too much nonsense. Yeah. Somebody else says, Malin is not a leader. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you. And I had this conversation with someone the other week. I said, I really and truly believe that the NDP can do a rebound, but the players that are there, they just can't. They just can't. And I'm not saying all of this because I think Honorable Walwin can. I'm saying that call a convention. Call a convention. Whoever wants to step up for leadership, whether it be Honorable Ronnie, whoever, Marlon. I don't know if Honorable Walwin is still with the NDP. I don't know if he's resigned. Actually, I can message him and ask him that because I honestly don't know. I know some of you think that I know everything about Walwin, but I don't. Even when I sit to him, like, tell me what's going on, and he's like, just calm down. I guess because I'm used to, so sometimes they don't know where to put me, and that's fine. But I'm going to ask him right now, have you resigned from the NDP? You guys know, like, live interaction. I'm asking so I can be transparent. I'm asking, and I'll give the response here on my show. I don't like to blindside people. I like to be quite transparent. So let me see if he'll answer. Somebody else said, they will lose the NDP base if they keep playing around. They can rebound, but they have self-inflicted paralysis. I quite agree. And I think everybody knows, because I've never hidden that in any way. Everybody knows that I was one of the founding members of the founding youth members of the NDP. So this was so long ago. And I truly believed in what they stood for. And, the camaraderie and the family-like feel that they actually brought but they lost their way. I'm not afraid to say, I tell it to them all the time. When my mouth got hot enough, I say, Uncle Ronnie would say, Cindy, what am I going to do with you? But I'm going to say what I need to say. Okay, I'm going to say what I need to say. And I like how this person put it. Self-inflicted paralysis. And it's crazy to watch. And I'll be honest, the NDP still have quite a following. And their people love them. They still believe in them, and they believe something going to happen. And I believe that's where all of this, this frustration comes from, where people are like, I'm not going to the polls, and why these guys can't get themselves to the blood and all of this stuff. They don't understand. People are watching them and they're like, what is really wrong with you guys? And this person said it really good. Self-inflicted paralysis. And can I add to that? And I know you guys are going to run away and say, oh my gosh, I always got a problem with men. But too much of them. You see any women in there fighting with them? A bunch of bulls. Just, they're going to destroy each other. Just going at it constantly. Why? So I've said it here. I honestly believe that, I believe that they can get it together. If they really want to sit down and have a real diagnostic of the party and accept it, I think the NDP can be revived. I believe so. A lot of mine go tell Myron how I thought Cindy was supporting the alliance, like she talking about the NDP. I could hear it all now. Oh my goodness. But you know what he tell you? He can't control Cindy. Cindy's an individual. I'm just saying what I think. I definitely think the NDP can be revived. I think so. Would I like to see it? I definitely would. I would love if those guys got themselves back together, got sorted, sift through the mess, know who needs to go back in the back, who needs to fund if they want to keep funding, and let their legacy of funding the party and being a part of the party move forward without them actually being in a seat. Because quite often the money that pushes parties are in the back. They don't really be up in front running. Right? And some people, they need to get the chip off their shoulder. Don't bother come to run because you're going to waste the party's time. You're going to waste the country's time. And you're not going to be elected. You're not going to be elected. So just don't waste the time. The next election is a very serious one. All right, let me call Hull back. I tell you I won't call you back. He wants to say something. I should have done call him back. All right. Hull, I calling you. Pick up.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, I want you guys to tell me if you're hearing Hull a lot better. We made some adjustments in the studio. Give me some feedback and let me know if he's coming through super clear, a lot clearer than he was before. So let me know, Roger. Good morning, Hull. How are you? Did you miss me?
Listen, I'm so glad you're back. I'm so glad you is back.
Thank you. Tell me.
Let me get in on your discussion. I hear you speaking about the NDP and the VIP issue getting back. Okay? But you have to be straight up and tell the whole truth. Okay? Which I will tell you that the NDP, okay, is stronger than the VIP, you know. If the group get together, there's a stronger group because which I will.
But Hull, if we look at the numbers at the last election, that is an actual fact.
If I to let you know here, you see all about the COI recommendation that they was putting together.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys were the strongest part are getting it together.
Yeah, that is also a fact.
I'm telling you, some people out there like to hear me speak, but I'm going to tell you the truth. They was the strongest part to play a role in the COI. Don't mind nobody inside it. I absorb it and I watch it. They is the one play a big role in getting the COI rated and get it straight. So, okay? But I'm going to tell you this, that the problem with the NDP and some of the supporters is this banner issue and leadership issue against my 6th district rep, which I am going to tell you this, and who listening, tell them if they don't want to hear me, look, shut off the phone. And you know, when the NDP had the problem with Dr. Smith and there was the NDP wasn't winning the last, and until my rep, Honorable Myra Walwyn and Marlon joined the party went straight and they can win the 3rd time. You see the problem that they have, Cindy, some of them have said to themselves, they form this party. Who is them to come and be a premier before them? Just give me an answer on that part. There we go.
I mean, something like that happened, but I think it's deeper. But go ahead.
Okay, so they had a constitution which they put together, and it seemed like they put lot together and still can't obey. They had a conference, and my honorable districtman went it straight out, and that's where it leads from with this they don't want nobody going from here, no expert going from here, and that's the problem that they have. Before they act as big man and say, listen, all of you from here, don't say what it is, we don't try to get the party straight up or whatsoever. And that is a big part of the problem.
Hall, I want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, Hall?
Yeah, you can ask.
Because you see, my mind does work over time. And I just tell people that all the time. So the other day I was thinking, and I want to see what you think. I believe the issue with Myron Walwyn is deeper than just that whole here from here. Because I can ask you a question.
Yeah, you can ask me.
Lana from here?
No.
Mac from here?
No.
Were they born here? No. Do you ever hear any of this conversation around them?
Yes, they did. Remember?
No, listen to my question very clearly.
Yes.
Have you ever heard all of this who ain't from here, they ain't from here around Mark and Lana? Meaning,
Yes,
did you hear people say they don't want them in the House of Assembly because they ain't from here?
Yes, I
You
did
have?
because remember, yes, I did because remember one election, they was trying to vote out lot of them because the parents in this, they tried to vote out Alvaro, they tried to vote out Mark.
Alvaro?
And they was, yes, that's when the boy Samuel had get a lot of points. They was trying that.
But,
And I see what me ducking and saying nothing.
yeah, but vote out Alvaro for what?
Because her parents, they was looking for power to do all of that. I said because her parents is not from but her parents is not from here, her parents from St. Kitts. Okay? And they were trying to they get out one. That's what my one. They get out my one, and me get out my. They were trying hard to do that. Okay? And I tell you straight that who are the best because that's already a step about me. That's why they become a read and talk. But
Okay.
it's the same people who from here who just tweet all of these same things. Support this kind of behavior which I'm not supporting. The party is a good party, a strong party. But some of them in there have this discrimination behavior, brother, sister, not brother, sister, indeed. I tell the truth.
Yeah, but Nelson Hall, I don't think they wanted Alvaro out because one of her parents wasn't from here. I think they had it with her. Two, I think when they changed the constitution, they grandfathered in, people like, Mark. So what I'm saying though is that if you think about it, right, you never really hear this confusion around those two. So, and I talked about it the other day. I had a conversation going on with someone, and so in my mind, I feel like it's a little deeper with Honorable. Let me finish with Honorable Walwyn. I think there's some jealousies there. I believe this is my personal belief. I believe those jealousies actually started with people like Julian Willock. That's what I believe. I believe he has done quite the job in writing horrible articles about Walwyn in the very beginning. When Willock was arrested, that was the first time he tried to kind of align with Myron, trying to make it look like, the UK coming after, certain locals. He tried to use that. And then I think it stemmed from there, and it has grown And I think when the NDP split up, it became a central focus for some people. Some people started that. But I honestly think it's deeper than, oh, he from here. I think there's some jealousies there. And a big part of what I hear when I hear people speaking, yeah, oh, his parents ain't from here. But a lot of also what I hear is why he can't wait his turn. I hear a lot of, oh, he's too ambitious. This is how I calculate it. Oh, he's too ambitious for us. And that's something, and I see it because that is one of the ways that Virgin Islanders are. We're like that. We pocket watching, we always watching, oh, she thinks she's better than me, oh, he better. We have that kind of like mentality in our heads, and I feel like it keeps us back. And we lose our blessings over it. So I think it's more than, because Myron was born here. Yes, his parents aren't from here, but at least he was born here.
Listen, Cindy.
If we want to have that conversation.
Yes, listen, Cindy. If it is conversation, that's what I like about America. We try to change it to a white thing. But let me tell you something. You listen to the host of the Aunt every Tuesday, okay? He just create this kind of behavior also. And also, one thing about him, he will never say that Moran can leave. Who thinks I heard him say? He says he can, but his parents is not from here. Second, he gonna look at the outside people, the island people, he gonna look at the local. And this kind of thing is division. And this man said them his pictures and got business who working for them and behaving this way. I said it was emotionally, Cindy. I just get passionate about it because I come here along and I like the place to be peaceful, and also I stand up for the children that were born here. I don't care who it is. That there is the one who are better with this today. But
you don't stand up for the children who born here, though. You stand up for children that are born here by outside parents.
Yes, because it needs somebody because it don't have it, and it's when you stand up, they get vexed. Like you should not. In America, if you didn't have people standing up, a lot of things are going on up there. You think things will change? It has to have somebody.
So Hal, there's a day that I want to discuss that whole thing that you're talking about, right? And I'm gonna make it a day, maybe 2 hours. They probably go over 2 hours, but I'm gonna break it down. I'll probably set that day for next week, Tuesday. And we'll have this conversation.
But come back to the party issue.
Yeah.
The party issue. They can get that rectified everything. Listen, we are all this big man. Let me forget all about this and put the group together because they have a very good group and they have strong supporters. They have strong supporters. About it.
Yeah. No, yeah. So that's what I said. Like I try to like move around and do a lot of conversing, Joe Jack, and yeah, I think those guys are really really self-destructing. I think that there are people with so much hope still for them. So I don't know how it's gonna boil down. But alrighty. Thanks for calling in.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this before I leave, okay? Why you think those guys on the other side doing things? Because of these guys is to opening up the eyes and pushing them. And to say that they better than them. These guys is more better and see better. But if they take away the childish behavior in the party and some of the supporters and get a group together, they could win. they could win. But you see, the whole bottom line is they don't want this young man to lead. That's the problem. They don't want him to leave because they have this issue that he's not from here. And who voted in this country is half a children like you, half a children like whole children, and some of us who is from here, who creating some of them kind of behavior, which they should stop behaving this way. Because all of we come here the same way. I never disown where I come from, and some of you don't disown where we come from.
Hall.
And because of things. But again, the party could win. But because of this born here issue, with some of them in the party, have the nasty got issue. I'm going to tell you so, and I'm gone.
Hall.
Yes.
I'm going to put this out to you. A comment was made about you, and I want to hear your response. Hull would remove all protections for Virgin Islanders and in the same breath open the floodgates for people who are not from the Caribbean.
Open the front gate.
The floodgates.
Listen, let me tell you something. I, a person like this, rule is rule. I support rules.
Are you sure?
I support rules. I will never bring a person who commit crime in this country to scrub this country. Okay? But I stand up for the children them. This is not about the people who are coming here. I'm talking about the children them who born here in this country, who went away with the parents, who come back here, and who have to get time when they're born. Nobody wants to speak about that bloody issue. Listen, let me tell you something.
Hull,
yes.
You just said that you believe in laws.
Yes.
So what does the law say as it relates to that stuff?
Listen, my thing is, if a child born in the BVI is a BVI, so they got go through all remote.
But okay, so that's why I said, Hall, so that's why I said I'm going to reserve a day to talk about this. And I know that we could never talk about it enough. And, you know, all of us will never end up on the same page. But you can't say that you believe in laws and then say that you believe that every child that born in the Virgin Islands are Virgin Islanders, because the law says not.
Okay. You said that. Okay.
No. I don't say not. The law says not. Now, if you want to say that we should fight to adjust the law, then I hear you, but you can't say that you believe in the law and you fight for the law and then say every child who born in the Virgin Islands is a Virgin Islander when the law says no.
Cindy, listen, before I leave there, right? Let me clear this here. Who listening and who against me because I speak now? Listen, let them tell something. In the COI had a recommendation that they can change things for the children them, and they did not. And who was a part of it? It's Tunan Barnea. Tunan Barnea was a part of it when they should have stand up against the things them. But when the thing come out and say, once you from here, from Abilanga or whatever, you can't vote for the independent seat. Both of them ball out because it took them, it hit them. But when the other thing is, the vote is done. Nobody want to speak about it. People get vexed when they try to stand up to these things. This is just like Trump behavior. Trump kind of behavior, Mr. I tell you, we black people, we black outside, but we white inside. See us in this gun.
Bye. Alrighty, I think that's normal haul for us. All right, let me take some of these comments. Let me see if there are any that I wanna pull up. All right, somebody says 3 years later and they're still trying to get it together. I'm gonna just assume that is about, the NDP. All right, so I think I've said what I needed to say about the NDP. about Honorable Penn, and a lot of what I've said this morning is nothing new. I said it before. Sorry, I have a comment coming in here by WhatsApp. It said, Myron is hated because of his ambition and how much he's willing to walk over people to get where he wants to go. I don't know if I'll say walk over people. I think I guess he'll upset people to get where he wants to go, I guess. Okay. So for transparency, I told Honorable Warren Walwyn that I would give his response here on my show. Okay, I'm gonna say exactly what is here. So he gave a few responses, okay, to whether he resigned from the NDP or not. So he says, nobody even gives formal resignations, Cindy. Ronnie left when I won and never resigned. Kedrick left when I won and never resigned. Lana left and never resigned. Mark left and never resigned. Alvaro left and never resigned. Why is there always some different rule when it comes to me? Nobody don't resign. Mitch left and didn't resign. So, I mean, if we start to look at it like that, another comment, we the supporters is the problem, and this is again in relation to the NDP. Well, I don't want to take up my whole show talking about the NDP. They're gonna lose the base. They don't lose it. If that's what's happening, I can't follow that. So I don't know. And you see, that's why I say that what are these things? The power has been in Marlon's hands since 2019, and to me, he hasn't done anything to bring this party together, to unite this party. He's literally done nothing. He's done nothing. And again, I'm going to put the people that are around him and the people that are left in the NDP, I'm going to put it straight on them that they have enabled this behavior. They are part of the problem too. They've enabled this behavior. Someone says, Honorable Walwyn has done exceptionally well, but this nonsense about his parents not from here is killing us. We need to get over this nonsense. Anywho, I said what I said. And while we're on the conversation of election and parties, Mia Mottley, she regained her seat last week as the Prime Minister for Barbados. But, when you're reading the news, about 30% of their voting population came out. And I guess you can look at it two ways, that, people thought you were going to win this, so they didn't bother go to the polls, or people are so disenchanted, they can't be bothered. You have comments coming out that, so we look out here at Mia Mottley, and you see, and this is a dangerous thing, right? Mia Mottley, she's an international figure now, I think, in all her speeches that have come out, her positions that she sat on different organizations, and, the accolades that she's gotten. We love that for her as a Caribbean leader and a Caribbean woman. But what is she actually doing on the ground in Barbados? Is what she's doing working for her people? I don't know. It seems not. They're saying the cost of living in Barbados is way through the roof. It's even worse than here. So I don't know. 30% of your people, to me, even if you're beloved and I think you're going to win, I still going to the polls to give you that X because I don't want to take any chances. A 30% turnout for a voting population is extremely low. And I'm saying that to say to us as Virgin Islanders and belongers that are going to go to the polls or that's saying, oh, I'm not going to the polls. And I've said it before, if you have a problem with what's going on in this territory, if you think the VIP is doing an awful job, which they actually are, okay? The economy is horrible. They're literally not doing anything. Okay, if you feel there's a problem and you feel hopeless and you decide, I'm not going to the polls, there are people going to go to the polls and vote for them. They're going to go to the polls and they're going to vote them right back in. So you saying you're going to sit it out, then you need to be quiet moving forward because exactly what you're going through now is going to be worse when they get back in because you know what? They're going to be so much more empowered. Okay, so even if 20%, 10%, 30% of the population show out, they're going to go vote. There are people going to go vote for them. So don't think you sitting out the vote is going to do something for you. You're going to feel good about that you didn't vote and you allowed whatever to continue. I could never do that. So she had a 30% turnout. To me, if I were her, I would feel like the country wasn't for me, to be honest. That's how I would have feel. And while we're on election again, you know, I see a headline, the All 13 Must Go movement is, you know, kicking up. And I saw some comments and I'm going to talk about those too. But let's say right now, the BVI is too small for all of these entities forming themselves. You have the VIP, the NDP, PVIM, I'm going to say the Alliance, and now you have All 13 Must Go. You know, there was talk that Mark was bringing his own party. There's 6 entities. Even in the 7th district, I understand that that might be a race between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 people. This stuff is not making any sense. And I don't want to say to people, oh, don't run. If you want to run, I'll say run, but it really has to make sense. If it ain't making sense, we're going to be right back at square one. So that's a 6-person race forming up out there. Some people are going to have to fall back because you're not going to get any votes, so it don't matter. Don't come and mess up the vote. But as we get closer, we'll break down some things, right? When certain things have solidified. And I want people to just be mindful of one thing, okay? All of these movements, a lot of these movements are about people in the back that want to hold on to power in the BVI until they crumble and die. They want to hold on to the power. They want to control government. They want to control government's money. A lot of businesses around here are successful only on government's money, government's contracts, government's buying from their businesses, etc. They don't venture into the private sector because being able to present, they just want to be able to call somebody and say, I need a contract to climb out of where I am. Can you give me a contract? Right? You have a lot of that. You have a lot of people who need to hold on to this power. It's a power struggle, but who we think the power is between, it's not. And you guys need to open your ears, you need to open your eyes, you need to pay attention, you need to read, and stop listening to gossipy talk and all kind of nonsense and getting excited over stupidness. I don't want to venture off too much, but I'm gonna take a short break. I'm gonna make it just 2 minutes. I'm gonna get this box together. I'm gonna start to sample it, and I have more things to talk about. I want to talk about, there's some stuff in here about Lorna Smith, the DPP. There are some other things that I want to talk about, the BBI-EC merger, the launch of this water plant or this sewage plant up the road. So I'm going to take a 2-minute break. Let me read all the menus before I go on the break. So for lunch menus today, we have the pub coming in. They have chicken and lentil soup. They have a coconut curry chicken, baked pork chops with mushroom sauce. They have a hot crusted fish sandwich with seasoned fries, and they have a teriyaki conch rice bowl. And today is also Pasta Wednesdays at the pub. I hope it is. I think it's every Wednesday. And they have some great pastas. I think you buy one, you get one half, and they are delicious pastas. I'll be quite honest. Today is Wednesday at Dee's restaurant upstairs of Frozen Imports. They have spare ribs with pineapple barbecue, bullfoot soup, stewed turkey wings, baked chicken wings, and sweet chili salmon. And I'll tell you guys, I'm gonna put this up. I forgot to put it up, but Saturday night, Dee's upstairs of Frozen Imports. Well, not Saturday night, Saturday evening from 5 o'clock to 8 p.m. They have lobster night. They're going to have a full seafood menu, and they're inviting you guys to come out and sample, test, taste, because this is going to become a regular Saturday night thing for them. So Saturday night at Dee's upstairs of Frozen Imports is lobster night from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm definitely going to be there. So we're going to take a short break. We're going to come right back, cover the rest of these headlines. I see that I'm going to go over 11 already, and I'm going to sample these products. All right, so 60 seconds, and I'll be back. Oh, my goodness. I'm wondering, my camera guy. He's not there again. All right, I'll just keep going then. I think he might have fallen asleep, but let me try to ring his phone because he traveled and I know he's tired. But let me just keep it going. It's fine. It's fine. I want to start with this. Let me do this water. This water is from... Tico is carrying this new line of water, and it's really and truly for children. I don't know how well you can see it. I can put it closer. Can you see that? It's a really nice packaged water. Paw Patrol. And I can open it and taste it, but I've had them before, and they're really good. They're really good. And it kind of gives the perception to children that, it could taste like juice. It could taste like juice, because that's kind of how the mind works with the children, right? So Tico is carrying it. It's really good. It's really refreshing. It's from Crete. It's Crete water. So you can head over there by Tico and sample it. Tell them you heard it over here, and they'll give you a discount. And don't kill me. All right, let's go through this bag that we got, this box that we got from Rotom Wholesale. All right, again, these products, they have them on promo right now. So if you walk in Rotom Wholesale, they're on the, I always call it the wholesale side, but downstairs of the furniture, the home center downstairs, on that part over there. They're over there. A lot of new products. And this one is from the Dominican Republic. As I mentioned, Supermercados Bravo. So these products are from them, and they are very affordable in price. Now, there are a lot of different things in here. This is a potato chip. This is soda biscuit, and we love soda biscuits. So this is soda biscuit. They have different cookies, and this is, oh, you know what this is? What do you call those cookies that you guys like on the plane? So they have, this brand has about 4 different chocolates. This one is empty because I couldn't help myself. So they have dark chocolate with almonds and milk chocolate with almonds. I think there is a, and this is just plain milk chocolate. They have cookies and cream. And these are really affordable, really affordable. Go in there by Rotom Wholesale and check out, and check out, yeah. Of course, they're at other locations too, of course, right? But they're at the Right Way brand. So they're in Virgin Gorda, they're at East End, they're at Fleming Street. The chocolate tastes really good. I've had one with the almonds, and so I'm assuming, I'm gonna say the others taste good. I haven't tried the black chocolate one. I'm not a dark chocolate fan, but I'm still going to try it. Oh my God, I need to go on a diet after this. The line also has juices. This is an apple juice. I'm gonna try the apple juice because I know people are really weird about juices. So I wanna, it's dark and nice. And it smells good. And it's actually pretty good. It's a little sweet for me because I don't like sweet, but it does taste really good. So they have the apple juice, and I think they have other juices with the line. And again, I got this box because I was talking about the cost of living and food and so forth. And this line, it has pasta and all of this stuff in this line. There are vanilla cookies here. So these are great options for you to get for like your children to take to school for snacks, the potato chips. This is kind of like a biscotti. That's the word I was looking for, biscotti. I'm gonna try to and tell you. I don't really like biscotti, but I'm gonna try it and tell you if it's good. And they have cookies. Wait, Don, were you guys like trying to get me fat? There, so there is this chocolate, like a small muffin. More cookies, lots of options for snack options for children to take to school. I know like that's a really expensive thing for parents to be able to, you know, give their children snacks. Let's try this. Oh my God. I like how this look. I like it, but I don't know how much children might like it. This is a good snack for adults. This is a good snack for adults. When you're testing, you're supposed to do one. Okay. So there's Vienna sausage in here as well. So this line has a lot, they have a lot of things. So there's sardines. They carry Vienna sausage as well. There's salt. So you can do a whole shopping. Let's see what else is in here. They have waffles or wafers, however you want to pronounce it, and more muffins. There is a jam here. I don't know if I can sample all of this stuff. I'll sample it throughout the rest of the week and next week. So I've sampled the apple juice. It's really good. And the potato chips. These are good. Well, there's a salt that I don't need to sample unless they want to send me some margarita. I'm gonna try this a little. I want to try this sardines with this biscuit. I'm going to try that today because I know we love sardines and we love soda crackers, and I'm going to test it right now. I'm going to test the soda crackers right now. Let's see. Yes, I did bring a plate because I know I have to test all of these things. I will test the Vienna sausage tomorrow. I'm very scared with some of these products because some of these things I don't eat, but I'm going to test them anyway. I don't want to break my nail. So let's try this sardine. It smells good. Let's see. I like it. I definitely like it. I definitely like it. All right. So Rotom Wholesale had right way. Let me say right way. I like to say Rotom Wholesale, and then they'll message me and they'll be like, right way. They've proven themselves with this brand. It's good. It is definitely good. Give me 2 seconds.
Rise and shine, nation. Grab your bush tea, send the rose on into the building. Let's break it down.
I just need to get some napkin quickly.
How the country running, we break it down. Facts in the morning, no gimmicks.
So that is really good. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna try this jam, and it's strawberry jam. All right, so Dawn, you're watching. Give me some prices on some of this stuff, Dawn, so I can share the prices. I saw a promo going on there yesterday. But give me some prices, Dawn. Let me share some prices. So this is a strawberry jam. I'm gonna have it with the cracker. It's good. It's good. And the stuff is it tastes really fresh. And I guess you can get that coming out of Dominican Republic, right? Like, this is really good. They have done a great job on this product. I'm gonna wait for Dawn to send me through some prices, and I'll share that with you. But this is a good line. I think I can definitely pick this up. So let me thank Right Way for that affordable option for us. All right, and I know they're continuing to, go there, shop and see what other brands they can get in. And I know people get uncomfortable with brands that they don't know. They like to stick to, what they know. But I think after COVID, we've had to adjust to so many things because a lot of what we loved became scarce because there was so much. It was difficult to get a lot of the products because of demand. So these alternative, I'm going to call them alternative or different branded products that we're not familiar with, but that we can get familiar with. This one is delicious. So you can walk into Right Way and you can take my word for it because I don't like false advertising. Like I tell you, like these chips, like adults would more like them, but these are healthy. These taste very healthy. So that's what we need to be doing too. And the other products so far that I've tasted are good. I'm gonna leave some of the stuff there. I'm gonna sample it for the rest of the week, maybe into Monday. But the sardines are delicious. We can talk about the this yet. See that the sardines is $1.99. Their pasta, they have pastas, like I said. It's like $1.29 a bag, and these are big bags. These are big bags. I'm actually gonna, because I'm a pasta lover, I'm gonna pick up a bag of the pasta. And I'm gonna try it and I'll let you know if it was good or not. The jams are like $3.49, so that's really good. And you know, they have all-purpose flour, wheat, and so for $1.99. So when you go over to Right Way, venture over on that side, as in for the Supermercados Bravo brand or line of products, and check them out, pick up some stuff. I'm gonna try some chocolate another day. Let me try, and then we're gonna get back to the headlines and some more stuff. Let me try this Oreo cookies and cream chocolate. I had this one before, and it was very good. I actually ate the whole bar at one go, and I never really do that for chocolate. So that's a really good one. And that is the milk chocolate with almonds. I'm gonna try the dark chocolate with almonds tomorrow. All right, so this is the cookies and cream. I'm gonna take a little piece because I know it's extra sweet. It's good. I can rock with this brand. I can rock with it. So the soda crackers, a 20-pack is $5. These chocolates that I'm sampling, these are like $3.49. And the dark chocolate, because you know dark chocolate is unrefined, is $4.49. All right, so these are great prices. How much is the apple juice? How much are the juices? Dawn, if you could tell me that would be great. All right, so I'll sample some more of these products tomorrow, but they are yummy. Like that's a great pickup. That's a great addition to the line of food products that Rosen Wholesale is carrying, and it is very affordable. All right, let's get back to some of the headlines. Where am I here? All right, so we touched on the 13 months ago. I think I'm done with election for today. Do you guys remember that I spoke about this pension company that somehow the monies are somewhere unavailable at this time? I don't know if y'all remember that I spoke about that. That was on the last show that I did. So I got an update on that and I shared it, but I'll say here now. So I got an update on that, and I understand that the pension company is going to make sure that the statutory board has the money that is supposed to be in the pension it'll be as of the date that he's giving it, by the end of the first quarter of this year. So that would be the end of March, right? If we're doing quarters, that'll be the end of March. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as it continues to develop. It's quite interesting. All right, so I wanted to give a quick update on that. Now, who's familiar with this case involving and let me say like this, I'm just gonna say another loss for the DPP. Another loss for the DPP. And I know people have mixed feelings about this thing that I'm going to talk about. And I don't want to get into the ifs and whats and anything. I'm just going to talk about it how it is, because they love to come for Cindy. So the DPP lost an appeal yesterday. Okay. And the headline is, the court rejects the DPP's bid to reverse the ruling on acquitted cops. So this is this case that's been going on for a while now that involves Pamphile Prevost and Simon Power in some, corruption case that they were sent on leave, and it's been going on for some time now. Anyway, it was thrown out, and the DPP appealed it, and she lost yet again. She lost yet again because she didn't bring any evidence outside of what this particular witness had to say, and the judge initially threw that out because his witness statement was all over the place. So the DPP has lost yet another case, and this one is an appeal. And when you're going to do an appeal, are you not going to at least make it make sense? And then there are people who feel like, they got off on a technicality or whatever. Maybe we need a DPP that knows what she's doing. And I would hate to be the one to do it, but somebody has to start a petition to get rid of her. Because we're losing money on her salary. We're losing money every time she loses a case. So we're paying her to lose cases for the country, and we're paying her to let the country be sued. Because if you come after me and you ain't got what you got together, and I'm going to turn around and sue you. So the country has to decide how much more of a loss they will continue taking from her. But her attitude, she can't help herself. She can keep losing. So that is that. It's 10:57. So I'm only going to touch on the commissioning of the sewage plant. Oh, let me touch on two things. Can I ask you to play the next video, the one that has 284 media on it? So last week, I'm going to talk about this because last week, I think it was Thursday, the premier, Wednesday or Thursday, the premier had a district meeting. And of course, they came up there, and again, it was a lot of, for about 30 plus years, like they've been talking about doing, filling in from Fat Hogs Bay straight up to like East End, kind of by Tony's gas station. They talk about, doing a road there and doing some fill-ins and doing a project there where you can have hotels and businesses on the seafront, etc. And of course, they've been talking about Brandywine Bay and developing that for maybe the better part of 20 years. Anyway, they came back with that. And so, of course, our people were quiet. I don't know why y'all don't ask the real questions. But anyway, I kind of gave them a campaign slogan, which is I'm realizing they're going to use it for a campaign slogan now. And I kind of said to them, why do they keep like selling dreams to our people? I'm going to let the camera guy play it, and then we'll talk about it quickly. And then we'll talk about that will go right into the commissioning of the sewage project in Greenland yesterday. You want to run it, Cam? Lord. All right, we're definitely struggling today. We are definitely struggling today. Anyway, I might just leave it till tomorrow. A lift station, major difference, a lift station just collects the sewage and pumps it downstream. Okay. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to leave that part for tomorrow. Let's just talk about and hopefully by the time I'm done with this portion, whatever he's doing, he may be in a position to respond. Anyway, yesterday I call it, all right, so they're saying it's not a sewage plant. So I want to get this right. So anyway, they came up to oh man, all right. So somebody said, Cindy, imagine this. I just used the bathroom, turned my back, and now come back to get a shower, and guess what? Water gone in Fat Hogs Bay. Oh well, yeah. Well, the premier said watch him work, so we're gonna watch him work. All right. So the video, the 284 video that's at the meeting for the premier. Okay, he's responding now. So, all right, he's gonna put it up for us. All right, here we go.
Local social commentator Sydney Roseanne pressed Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley for concrete answers on development plans during a recent district meeting, questioning the lack of visible progress. Details in this report.
This 284 Media News Update is brought to you by CCT's Blazing Fast Fire Network. Experience the BVI's best fiber internet network when you switch to Fire today. Visit cctbvi.com to get started.
A pointed exchange unfolded during a recent district meeting when local social commentator Sydney Roseanne questioned Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley about the pace of development projects, urging him to provide clear timelines instead of what she described as dreams being repeatedly sold to the public. Roseanne raised her concerns while attending the Premier's community engagement, arguing that residents have heard promises year after year without seeing enough tangible results. She pressed Wheatley to outline precise schedule for key initiatives.
Why do we keep selling dreams to our people every 4 years? Right? Because we've talked about this for 30 years, and you haven't been in 30 years or plus. We've had the prior VIP, we've had the NDP every 4 years. We had the VIP again. We had you in 2019, you in 2023. We're on the cusp of another election, and we're talking about these projects that just seems to be dreams that you sell us every 4 years, and you get us excited. You know, we can get these businesses and all sorts of businesses that's probably never gonna happen or in our lifetime. So it would be so good if tonight you can give us some actual timelines, like you're gonna dredge next week, and you've already talked to some hotels, and you've met with us, and Eastern too. I'm sure some of them are in here with one people. You brought us together to tell us what businesses to start thinking about, and we presented some of that to you. Like, give us something, because this is just another night of dreams.
Local social commentator Sydney Roseanne pressed Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley for concrete answers on development plans during a recent district meeting, questioning the lack of visible progress. Details in this report.
This 284 Media News Update is brought to you by
2, 3.
There you go.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
So the premier and representative for the 7th district, he had a district meeting on Thursday, I think it was last week. And that was my question to him, because every 4 years they come and they talk about these, specifically these 2 projects. And he said that he's gonna, try to get some things done, but coming out of there, and you guys are gonna realize, like, every single time you hear them speak now, wherever they are speaking, they're gonna talk about, this comment about dreams, and they're turning dreams into reality and all of that stuff. So yesterday they had the commissioning of the sewage. Someone called it a lift, a sewage lift. And the pomp and circumstance around that was just amazing to watch. And I wasn't going, but I ended up going. And, as I'm getting there and I take a seat, of course, the premier gets up to speak, and then he starts to segue from his original speech and starts talking about making dreams reality. They're going to make dreams reality. They're the government that's going to make dreams reality, because they were able to commission that one. And I don't know how much further they'll be able to go, but they commissioned that lift yesterday, where people in the area can now, attach to the government sewage plant, and they'll be able to flush. So the government, I know, as they've stated, they are waiving any fees until the end of this year, which that's a good year. They're waiving all the fees to connect to the sewage plant that they commissioned yesterday. So you have a period of up to the end of this year to attach to the government sewage plant. You can go ahead and do that, so we can see that this system actually works. So they launched that yesterday. They commissioned it. I'll say congratulations to them for now. But yeah, kudos to them for bringing that on stream. We're gonna see how it works out. But to be honest, there isn't really any recognition to be given for this. I'll say that, they really did not mince their words in reminding us. But you see, he didn't call Dr. Pickering's name, because that's now his compadre. But they weren't short on reminding us that the NDP took the money from finishing that particular lift, and they pumped it into the Pear Park. Anyway, so they could have thrown that in our faces yesterday, but it has been completed now. So let's see how that is going to turn out. But they have a long road ahead of them. I think that for the time that they've been in, there isn't really anything to talk about that they've done. I really wanted the premier to get to his accomplishments that he said he has a list of accomplishments in our district, and I really wanted him to get to that. Maybe he'll have a follow-up district meeting, because he certainly didn't get to anything. But he certainly, got to look a little good with commissioning that yesterday. Anyway, we're on the road to elections. Oh God, I don't know if I want to say this on air. I'm going to keep that comment for myself. I'm not going to say that one. So I'm going to call the show to an end today. It's 10:11 as we're getting settled back into continuing the show. Tomorrow we're going to be a little bit more coordinated. And tomorrow we'll touch on the water and sewage merger. Labor, the Commissioner of Labor, or the Acting Commissioner of Labor, is supposed to be coming onto the show. They said to me, they sent me a message and they said that they wanted to come on. And since then, I've been following up with them, but I won't be following up anymore. They know where the show is. If they want to come on, they are absolutely free and welcome to come on. I know people will talk, but when they realize they're going to sit with me, that's a whole different cup of cookies to consider whether you want to do that or not. Especially if there's any friction going on around you in the moment. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Morning Facts show today. I'm glad to be back. I hope that I can continue without breaking, moving forward. And again, to keep this platform going, I will encourage you guys to donate to the platform. There are ways to do that. And if you go on Guavaberry Media, gbmediahouse.com, there's a link to donations. You can go there and you can donate, or of course you can make donations to my ATH number 284-440-3234. My desk is littered with goodies. I'm gonna sample some of these goodies tomorrow. And again, I'm gonna say great job to Right Way for coming up with this one, and to continue scouting and open your palettes. We're used to, the stuff that we Libby's and all of these, and they're obviously becoming a little bit unaffordable. So these are some great options. I have to go and see what else they have in this line that I can bring to you guys. Like the rice and a basket of goods. A proper basket of goods that we're used to. All right. So for now, I'm tuning out. Thank you guys for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the morning. All righty. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine nation. Grab your bush tea. Cindy Rosen in the building. Let's break it down. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. Facts in the morning, no gimmicks, no spin. Educate, empower, let the day begin. Sunrise busting over hills and sea. Radio on, tune in frequency. From policy talk to community news. She asks the questions, bring real truth. No long talk, straight to the point. Facts so clean, they anoint. From the people voice to the leaders' seat. She connect the dots, make sense of it. If you want knowledge, tune in early. If you want clarity, don't come late. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. A chance undone in countdown two. Electrifying facts for me and you. Economy, health, education. Youth, them future, the whole foundation. Culture, law, accountability. She hold the line for transparency. Not just talk, context and insight. So you can reason and get it right. Morning boost for your mind and soul. Information is power. Take control. Grab your bush tea. Clear your head. Start your day. Properly fed. Who got the facts? Who got the facts? Cindy. Who asks the hard questions? Who keep it real every morning? Daily talk show. Daily talk show. Covering the issues. It drops an up higher. Electrifying. Powerful morning booze. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. From sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. From sunrise talk to national plan. Facts in the morning so we understand. Strong minds, strong people, stronger land. Before you step out, before you decide, get the facts in the morning and walk with pride. Good morning, good morning. Rise and shine nation. Grab your bush tea. Cindy Rosen in the building. Let's break it down. The morning facts with Cindy Rosen. How the country running, we break it down. Facts in the morning, no gimmicks, no spin. Educate, empower, let the day begin. Sunrise busting over hills and sea. Radio on, tune in frequency. From policy talk to community news.